Hi, welcome to the reading. I'm Claire, your intuitive reader. So, we're going to do things a little different today, and there are going to be a pick a card. There are 3 piles I've prepared for mini readings. And so, the first one, pile 1, is number 53, Death. The crystal attached to that one is this beautiful quartz with algae growth inside. Pile number 2 is number 6, the Singer of Connection, with this beautiful amethyst. Pile number 3 is number 11, the Singer of Transformation. It has this beautiful citrine. So, take a second, think about which pile resonates with you, and you can either watch all 3, just 1, 2, it's up to you. So I'll see you soon. Hi, pile 1. This is your reading. You have picked the Death card, number 53, with this beautiful quartz that has algae, some kind of growth inside. It's pretty cool. If you look at it, it's very multi-dimensional and faceted, just like the Death card. So these are fairy cards. Hi, pile 1. Death is very interesting here because death is, we don't know what's behind the veil. We don't know what comes after death. So we think of death as this very scary thing because we don't know what it is. Even within the sphere right here, we don't know what's at the core of it. We don't know what happens below that surface. So let's find out what your cards say. Okay. Death card. Oh, interesting. So I'm going to start off with this. So you got gracious, number 28, gracious receptivity. Very interesting because these cards are very similar, but she's exposed and she even has a crystal all over her head like these. So this goes along with your reading very well. So after death, there's a transformative process. We don't know what comes next, and so we have to be receptive of the unknown. We have to be able to be uncomfortable with that feeling, but also have the receptivity. We have to be excited about what we don't understand, what we're going to learn, and then this next process of life. So let's see what comes next. So this is the 2 cards you have currently. Very interesting, right? So what if in that ball right there is that star? We just don't know. Look at how beautiful she is. There's just like endless growth, all these wings and stuff like that. She is open to everything. Very receptive. Maybe you were going through a period of time where you were taking off that veil, because death isn't just about the end of our terrestrial lives. It is about an end to our illusions, an end to our ways of thinking. So next is number 10, and this is soul star chakra, merging with the divine. Exactly. So when we let go of our fears, when we embrace change as excitement, as being receptive to it, we mingle with the divine. We become godlike in that way. Godlike isn't about control. Godlike isn't about, knowing what comes next and being able to predict it. It's being receptive, like we're here, gracious receptivity to whatever may come, whatever God has in mind for you. I mean, here's the lotus, and it's just breaking open. I wonder sometimes, you go into a crystal, and what was this? It was life, and it got to stand the test of time. It's in this hard crystal formation. It's encapsulated in it, so it survived in a different form. Okay, here are your cards. Your cards are the 2 of Cups, the Son of Cups, the chrysalis, which is the 8 of Swords reversed, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, wow, this is really strong. So you are a kind of two minds. Like if something ends, that's a bad thing. But this is asking you to remember that as things change, as they grow, as they transform through the ending of something, something new comes to life. Like, roses may die, but they have to go into the dormancy to have new blossoms. And that's kind of what you're getting here, like this blossoming. And this is actually a good card to have upside down, reversed, because it's normally about being blind to what you don't see, being stuck in the chrysalis, you don't know what's coming. And I do get that death and transformation, that death and rebirth. But what this is saying is you actually, all you have to do is release your fear. It's time for you to come out. You're fully formed, but you've been holding back from coming into your light, into your strong, you were kind of like maybe feeling like the ugly duckling, but not, it doesn't have to be physical, just that, maybe you didn't feel like you were smart enough or pretty enough or had the most education, but your ideas about what you must have are changing. You're letting go of this idea. That's that death process, so you can, move into the rebirth. So let's get your last card, which are these really cool circle cards, and it is the Hunter. I really love this because look at this. We have kind of the same thing. Out of the darkness, you're moving into the light. It's got a great direction. I see so much here that it's like you've been so focused on being afraid to move out of the darkness through that death process of letting something very vital to who you are go, and you're now seeing that as you move from death, you get into rebirth. This is the Hunter. You've moved from being more cautious and like scared. Yeah, there's a lot of fear in this one because death brings up, the endings change, brings up a lot of fear. But once you see that the light here is so strong, it's so finite that it can burst out, and you have all this movement, all this energy. So I really loved I'm gonna get a clarifying card because I think you guys could use a little more information on your pick a card. So let's see. The Eight of Cups, and it came out reversed, but because for some reason I picked up the cards reversed, but it popped up and came out upright. So this was meant to be upright. And this is the Eight of Cups is about indolence. So you are now moving out of a phase in your life around situations that no longer serve you into smooth sailing. It's going to take a little while because you have to let go of all these things. There's a lot of cups here, which means there's a lot of emotion. There was a lot of cups in your cards. You got 2 cups out of 4 cards. So you had the Son of Cups and the 2 of Cups. So here we have like 11 cups, which is a great number, angel number 11. That might come up for you and mean something to you. And this is moving out of that energy of not having enough. You have more than enough. You were just maybe seeing it only as 1 here, 2 there, but you didn't realize that you had overflowing energy and new life. And so don't be afraid of this change, because this change is actually going to be really great for you. So, okay, if that was your reading, and you enjoyed that, you got what you wanted out of it, it resonated, great. I loved seeing you. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And if you want to stick around, I will be doing pile 2 and then pile 3. So I'll see you later. Bye. Hi, pile 2. This is your pile. If you picked number 6, the Singer of Connection and this beautiful amethyst. So let's get to your cards. These are the fairy cards. And if you're sticking around from pile 1, welcome back. So let's get into your reading. So the first card you got is number 35, Luminescence. That's so funny because lumen, light, and the essence of you. Your essential light, the connection. I'm getting a lot of electricity in this. So it's like you're making a lifeline connection. Look at how similar these are. It almost looks like a person doing exactly what she's doing. And it's funny because, yes, she's a mermaid, but to me it looks like she's in the mouth of a fish. So kind of like she is merging and making the connection between, you know, her emotions, and it male or female, emotions and higher energy. Like your emotions control the connections you make. Your emotions control the frequency. Like if your energy is way out of control, you know, you might notice lights flickering or disruptions with technology. It may be different for other people, but when you're in control of it, you can actually harness that to make energy that you can use, and it's your gift. So let's see, in Aquarius is the amethyst. So this is kind of like a higher connection, getting back to who you are, making that connection. I'm getting a lot of downloads. Okay, and then you got number 12, water. The water, yes. So like a lot of our strongest connections I was talking about through the fish are emotions. So your emotions are extremely important to what you manifest. You may not even realize that you're manifesting exactly what you're putting out. And I mean that more like if you're feeling really, really lonely and you're like praying and praying for people to pay attention to you, you might notice that you're getting injured more or sick more or having misfortune more because people will come, I'm talking so fast, will come to your rescue. But what you're not understanding is that them coming to your rescue is a manifestation of what you were asking for. You were actually getting your needs met, and the only way to do that is through you having some sort of hardship. So you have to decide really with intention, what you're feeling, be very clear about it, and don't be hard on yourself. Just be like, I need to learn to be self-sufficient. And that's a hard thing to do. We are often taught in our cultures and societies to be learned helplessness. And so what I see here is you're making that connection because you're realizing how powerful you are. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what your cards say. You got the 10 of Swords. Interesting. So you've got to work on some very deep-seated issues you're having in order to get clear energy, a clear connection. Like think about if you had power underground, because some of us don't have power lines above ground because of storms or whatever, high winds, tornadoes. So they're below ground. And if below that ground there was all this toxic waste and this and that, or you're making crops or whatever, water, it doesn't matter. Whatever's below the surface, way deep down that we're not dealing with, will come forward in unexpected ways, especially when you're so energetic as you are. So you have to really deal with what's below in order to manifest a clear channel. And then here is number 6 of Pentacles. Number 6 of Pentacles is great. This is success. This is growth. Like I was saying, when you deal with what's down below, at the root of it, make sure to not leave anything unchecked just to rot and waste away, because it'll affect your water, your energy, your emotions. This is going to grow wonderfully, though. I mean, I see it like once you make that connection, it's just going to be like that spark that you need to bring in that money, to bring in those pentacles, to bring in that earthly fruit. Here's death. Oh my goodness. So this may relate to pile 1, so you may want to watch that if you haven't. If not, just continue on here, and no big deal. It's up to you. It's always up to you. Don't let, if anything evokes fear or like anxiety, it's not for you. It's okay. You know, come back and visit me another time. I tell very positive readings a lot of the time. So if this is feeling like that, it's not for you. It's okay. I mean, it really is. Not everything is for us. It has to be for our best and highest good. So anyway, the death card here. So you have two cards that really show this kind of decomposition, what's below the surface. And this may be getting on your nerves. That may be an indication that this is your reading, because things may be getting on your nerves. Your nerves are kind of exposed right now because you're excavating. You're getting to the root of it. And you want to know. So the universe will bring things into your life to expose where you have growth to do before you can manifest into this new light. And then the Hermit. The Hermit is showing like the Hermit is Virgo energy. So there's a lot of signs for pile 2. So that might mean something. It's either in your chart or somebody in your life, or just these aspects of Aquarius and Virgo. But this is really making that connection, because if you don't have a really good connection, you can't have power. So like if your wick is wet, I didn't mean it like that, but if you know it, you can't light the candle. And if you want electricity in your house, you have to make sure that all the cords, all the connections are in place, or you get no power. So that's what this is saying. It's saying go within, really figure out where you're bleeding out energy, where you have weaknesses, where maybe the little, things ate away at the wires. And so that you can come back into this a fresher and more connected person. Because remember, your card at the beginning is the number 6, the singer of connection. So this is talking about connection, the connection within yourself. And your last card is the mountain. The mountain is about going within again. Like here, look at how similar our turtle from the Hermit card and the mountain are. You're within, you're focusing your light. See how there's light coming out of this? This is all about transmuting your light into the day, going through what you've been going through so that you can get an outcome that you like. And I don't think we need to clarify any more with pile 2, because pile 2 was very clear. And that's why I was saying about Aquarius. It's like about making that analytical connection. You've got Virgo and you've got Aquarius. So really get clear on what you're working on, and making sure that you've dotted every T. That is not what I meant to say. Dotting every I and crossing every T, because if there's even a little problem with electricity, you can't get to the power, or you could have an explosion because there's too much leakage. So I love you, and if you enjoyed pile 2 and want a little more information, you should check out pile 1. And if not, I'm going to move on to pile 3. And I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hey, pile 3. If you picked pile 3, number 11, the singer of transformation, and this beautiful citrine, then stay tuned, because we're getting into it. And if you're coming from pile 1 or pile 2, welcome back. Let's see what we can add to your story. Let me turn on some light. See, and that might have something to do with things, because this is the singer of transformation. So bringing to light, transforming from one phase to the next. So let's see what your cards say for you. Number 16, loving compassion. So the best way, and I do really believe this, if you want to transform, if you want to create something, if you want a different kind of life, the only answer is love. Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust this light. Let's see. Well, it's more yellow. Let's see. There we go. That one's a little better, a little softer. Loving compassion. Yes, having compassion for yourself. Having compassion for others. It all starts there. The transformative process, transforming, is all about loving. is all about the acceptance, but not accepting horrible behavior. I am not saying that. But I am saying that without love and compassion together, we can't transform. So, and then the next is number 3, sacral chakra and core of creation. Exactly. This is exactly. If we want to create, if we want to be the phoenix here, because this looks like the phoenix to me, we have to be able to really tap in to the core of who we are. Our sacral energy is very important, and we were talking about loving. The sacral energy is our sexuality, our furnace, where we get that creation. And very interesting here, because we're talking about creation, citrine, if you're not feeling like you're having a low, energy down there, in that feeling, that deep part of yourself, you're not feeling that fire, citrine, eating things that are yellow or orange are really good, like oranges. That's a really good one. And sometimes you might be low on vitamin C. So making sure that you're getting all the nutrients you need it can really help you. Okay, so let's look at your cards now, your tarot cards, and you've got the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands is all about fire. This is about moving in. This is fast. And we're talking about creation. We're talking about transformation. So whatever you're going through, it's fast. It's incredible. You're going to have to trust yourself. And so maybe if you haven't been connecting with yourself, you're being told, connect in with yourself. Before you try to connect in with anyone else, you need to really connect in with your own sexuality, your own inner core of who you are. And I keep getting the sacral too. So your sacral, what you're able to bring, your solar plexus energy, which is that creation right here, I see is greatly connected to your sacral, which is down here. So you must have this in alignment. In order to transform, you've got to make sure that you're experiencing that. Like, look at the similarities in this imagery. So you've got to have that spark within yourself in order to create. Okay, so because you're kind of confused right now. This is the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands is all about like a burden. But in this deck, I find it really interesting because it's kind of not seeing the forest through the trees. You can see a little bit of light, but there's no color, there's no fire, there's no nothing. There's kind of like this confusion, and you're probably getting scratched up. If you were in the woods and you're like going blindly, not looking within yourself, you're going to get kind of lost in that. So this is saying there is actually light there. If you follow this, if you follow your internal light, you make that connection and you are transforming who you are, things will go into order, and you will see very clearly. It just takes that one point for you to create. It's like, the thing that happened, the Big Bang. Even if that's not what happened, it's just the spark of life. And then you have the Son of Swords. So you're really getting your mind clear so that you can transform. I mean, once you see this, I think so, you're going to see, I feel like your energy is coming in as this. It's like, oh, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I'm kind of confused there. But you're following your gut, and it's leading you to have the wisdom to see clearly through this mess that you're going through. And then you have, look, the 10 of Swords, but there's a rainbow. Like I was saying, like you just need this. You start off, these are interesting cards to all come out. And I didn't look at these before, but here you have this kind of mess here. And then you see a light, this light, and you follow it, and it leads you out of this mess that you're in to the rainbow. So let's see what your last card is, because it's kind of cool. And the shapeshifter. Oh my gosh, yeah. So, yeah, because like people aren't going to even understand. You're going to go from 1 minute of being totally confused, kind of like lost, asking other people, not sure what you're doing. And this kind of relates to pile 2. So, if you want to watch that. But then you come out of it and the people are like, wait, what? And here it looks like snakeskin, but it's all like colorful and stuff. So you're going through a transformative process. And that's just like your card at the beginning. So the singer of transformation, the shapeshifter. So yeah, they're going to think that like you're a different person. Like, oh, wow, why are you being like this? Or why are you, not sticking to who you are? And you're like, no, I shed my skin. And underneath, I am this. And it's showing like there's like a tiger, and I don't even know what that is. An eye, different jewels. So there's a lot of stuff going on here, and that's number 15. So you have 11 and 15. So I'm going to get a few cards for you. I didn't for pile 2 because whoa, okay, that wanted to come out. Oh, number 7 of Pentacles, and at the bottom of this it says failure. So I think you're afraid to change because at least where you are, you feel like you have some sort of success, and that if you give up all of this and change who you are and come out of your skin, that you're going to fail. It's going to look like you're a failure because why would you put in all this effort and then, just give it up? But let's see, just one card, please. Okay, well, it gave me 2. So you get 2. So you got strength, the 9 of wands, and the 10 of swords, opposition. So yeah, you're going to have the strength to come out here, like this creation here, out of people's restrictions of who they say you are, like this. They're saying that you're like this, and you have to have the strength to follow your guiding light. I'm getting that over and over again. If you want to transform, you have to follow this to the end. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to learn to depend on yourself. And so if that was helpful, if this was your story, that's great. And if you want, check out the other piles if you haven't already. We're going to pick just one more card for everybody. And so hopefully if you are from the other piles, you skip to the end. Let's see. See what you're going to get. I want to know. My voice got weird there for a second. Interesting. Okay. You got new blueprints. Yes, I love this. So you don't even like, oh my gosh, this encapsulates so many of the cards we had today, with down with the flower coming out of it, transformation of your connections, transformation of your creation, and the death process of emerging. So you are really, with number 38, you have new blueprints. And so you can't keep going by the same thing you've been through before. You have to go through this death process. And you have to transform. And it's scary, I get it. But if you pull back your energy, you're going to have the energy to do it. So what I would like you to do is, imagine that you are, you close your eyes and think of imagine above you that there is just this ball of light. And then I want you to say, I call back all my energy. It is mine, and I call back all my energy. And when you're doing that, when you're calling it back, it will be cleansed of all the attachments that it was. It's your energy. It's only right that you call it back, because you're going to need it for what's coming. And it's exciting, and I love it, and I hope to see you again. So, like, subscribe, comment, share, turn on the little notification, and if nothing else, just say hi. So I'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye.